My name is CJ, or I hope I see you again. And this is my first video. Um, I mainly am making this because I feel like I have a lot of things that I like to say or think about, and having a place to keep them seems like a good idea. So, yeah. As much as I'd like to say this is more for myself, I am hoping that through this I'm able to meet like-minded individuals that have similar ideas or similar ways of thinking, or even different ways of thinking. I think that would be pretty fun as well. Um, Gameplay in the background was, something I just did yesterday. I thought that maybe it would be relaxing to have something to watch while you listened. So if you're paying too close attention to it, don't, because I doubt that it will be all that good. But yeah, why don't I start with what I've recently been thinking of? So recently, I've been trying to do more with my outfits in a way that makes me feel uncomfortable. So to explain that, I mean I've been wearing outfits that I've wanted to try but was too nervous to do. So for example, a couple days ago, I wore some women's capris with a black thermal and a lace scarf tied from my shoulder to my hip. I also had these black Adrian loafers with black socks, like it was a completely black outfit. And the moment I walked out to my car, I had wanted to turn around and change. I was genuinely coming up with like every excuse as to why I should, and I almost did. But I stopped myself right as I put my key in my door and forced myself to just go get in my car and go to class. And when I was walking to my building, I felt just super nervous and awkward. I kept changing songs and adjusting my sleeves and fidgeting with my hair until I made it. But even in class, I was still just as awkward. Looking back, I'm really glad I didn't change. In a way, changing would have meant that I let myself feel ashamed of how others might view me, which is totally not radical. But more than that, I think more people should do things that make them embarrassed or nervous. And I kind of have like this weird thought in my head about how I want to be when I'm older. Like, I want to be so unbelievably confident and unbothered by people's opinions of me that I don't feel ashamed to be myself. I'll be able to joke and laugh with my friends without being cautious of watching eyes. I can wear anything I want and go anywhere I want without the need, without feeling the heat welling in the back of my neck. I don't think that most people want to be like that when they're older, but I do. So right now I'm really trying to embarrass myself as much as I can so that one day I'll feel comfortable enough to live in my own skin. Now, when I decided to make this, I guess, channel, I told myself that I didn't want it to take itself too seriously. As serious as the topics that I want to discuss are, I still want to do it in a way that feels authentic to, myself. Um, so that first part was me just reading off of like my phone that, I the little app that I write in. But moving forward, it's mostly just going to be rambling about, anything that kind of pops to mind. Um, yeah, but I guess going off of what I was just talking about, or going back to the part of other people exploring things that embarrass themselves, I think I saw this somewhere, so I am plagiarizing, but embarrassment is a really underexplored emotion. I really think that people don't fully realize how important it is to be embarrassed or to feel rejection. And my heart breaks for those who have felt rejection, and it kind of forced them further into their shell because of course it would do that, at a young age. If you had gone and told someone that you were interested in something and they kind of put it down, I don't think that that would do wonders for anyone's mindset. However, I think those kinds of experiences and those kinds of, sorry, I'm watching the video and I'm struggling to get out of the boat. and it's just kind of funny. There it is. Um, but I think that those kinds of emotions are entirely necessary to shape you and anyone into who you'll be one day. And I think even saying who you'll be one day is just an interesting concept in and of itself. It's just the thought that one day you'll be someone that's you, but different. Isn't that just, isn't that fascinating? Like the thought that one day you'll be a version of you that you've never seen before. You could be taller, you could be shorter, you could be skinnier, or you could be bigger. You could be smarter, or, God forbid, you could be dumber. But regardless, I seriously do think that more people should try to embarrass themselves. And I see a lot of people kind of holding themselves back from those kinds of emotions. And I think what bothers me most about that is just one day you're going to look back and realize that you should have done more. And call me out if I'm in the wrong for thinking this way, but I really don't want to look back and be a, how do I say this? I don't want to look back one day and think that I should have done more or that I should have experienced more. I want to look back and be able to relish in all of my embarrassing stories. To look to my kids and say, no, I did so many things when I was younger and they were all dumb, or a majority of them were dumb. I want to be able to have that kind of experience, to have those kinds of stories to tell, because I think that those are invaluable. Whenever my dad tells me stories about his youth and about his escapades with women or just in, you know, the area that he grew up in, a majority of them are, kind of leaving him as the butt of the joke. And he laughs about it. And going back to that thing of how I said I wanted to be when I was older, I really would like to be just someone that can laugh unapologetically at himself, that doesn't take himself too seriously, that just enjoys life. Because I see a lot of adults, even in places that I work at or, places that I go to, that just, they, they seem so sad. Or if not sad, they just seem cautious. They seem nervous. And for whatever the reason may be, I, I don't think that I would like to be that way. I hope that doesn't come off as disrespectful, but I personally one day would like to become a person who, how do I say this? Who can laugh at himself, I guess, and doesn't feel really nervous when other people laugh or look at him, because I've lived a lot of my life that way. So I guess even me making this channel kind of ties into that same notion of just laughing at myself and just being able to, you know, express myself without, like I said, feeling heat on the back of my neck. But yeah, I think I'll just let the game play out. But thank you for listening. Last thing, I just wanted to come on and say if anyone does make it this far, thank you for watching. I have a little clip at the end that says it, but I think saying it in my own voice conveys a little bit more meaning. So, truly, if you have gotten this far, thank you. I really do appreciate it. Um, I apologize for the terrible mic quality. I have a Blue Yeti, but it is broken, I think. or at the very least, I haven't been able to figure out how to get it to work. So, yeah. But still, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a good night.